Hello viewers. Today on the chair we have the founder of Sunday Soul Sante. She is a woman who believes that creativity has no boundaries. Please welcome with me Asha Rao, founder Sunday Soul Sante. So Asha ji, before Sunday Soul Sante, what or who was Asha ji?
Well, to begin with, I was a young housewife in Bangalore, always interested in beautiful things and always attracted to limited edition, handcrafted things. And way back in 96, 97 is when I started my first market, Flea Market. At that time, it was a very new thing for Bangalore. Nobody really knew. I loved explaining and telling people that what is a flea market. You know, in the old days, a flea market consisted of second-hand old things. No, a flea market today represents very artistic and very well-made, one-of-a-kind things. And in 96, I had my first market and I persevered and kept on, many ups, many downs, but Sunday Soul Sante evolved about 6 years ago, and here we are, still doing it.
So Asha ji, I'm sure you're very proud of the fact that Sante has become a household name now. It's no more called a flea market. It's no more called a mela, let's say.
Yeah, you know, right from the beginning, I was very particular about the kind of word, that the name I was going to give my event. And Sunday seemed the perfect family day, and I wanted it to be really a family get-together where everyone from the family came and had a great day. And soul, because it's something I do passionately from within me. And Sante, which means bazaar in Kannada, it seemed a very obvious choice. So Sunday Soul Sante.
You have captured that spirit that comes with a flea market, let's say in Goa. You have captured that culture. What do you have to say on that?
You see, I've been going to Goa for many years now. It is a very prominent influence on my life and the way I live. And I was always fascinated with the flea market in Goa, the amount of color, the vibrancy, the energy that you see. You can't match that anywhere else, I think. And I used to think way back, like maybe 30 years ago or something, and I would say, wow, how I would love to do a market like this in Bangalore. And yeah, I never stopped thinking about it, and so I started Sunday Soul Sante.
You thought about it and you started it, but then the urge was basically to provide a platform for the general public, maybe creative, not creative, to appreciate creativity.
You see, I don't look at myself as something unique. I love beautiful, handcrafted, specially made things. And I used to think, why not everybody else? I'm sure they would also. And timing for Sunday Soul Sante was also quite correct and appropriate. We had a lot of super glitzy malls coming up in Bangalore and branded goods, you know, in between from 90s onwards, it was like a frenzy. And I think people had, I won't say enough of it, but had quite a lot of it and looking for an option of change and something different. And so that's it.
So you actually turned things around. You gave a very Western twist to what is called a family outing. Am I correct in saying that?
You see, I won't say it's a very Western, but I have targeted youth because I do believe the future is in the hand of youth. And, whatever they are going to lay down in the future, we are going to follow like we are doing now.
True.
And so it became very important to have a place where young people felt comfortable with any genre of music. They could wear what they wanted. You see fantastic traditional older women in beautiful traditional attire, in saris and all spruced up for the day. You see young girls in strappy tops and shorts and things like that. In fact, one of the best compliments I received was a young girl wrote into me and said, "Wow, thanks for bringing Sunday Soul Sante to Bangalore, blah, blah, blah. But more than that, thank you so much for giving us a safe environment where we can wear trendy clothes." And that's very important. We ensure that it's a very, very safe environment, at all costs. And you will be safe when you call your whole family out. Yeah.
And what a brilliant thing to find all variety, let's say a festival happening at one location, especially for visitors who are coming to Bangalore, which is a metropolitan city.
It was not designed in such a, way that it should be like this. It metamorphosized into a very easy flowing event. Because of the spirit of Bangalore, I really don't think I could have succeeded in getting this vibe anywhere out of Goa other than Bangalore. I am always amazed and grateful to the community spirit of Bangalore.
There is a story behind you starting Soul Sante.
You see, it's quite a funny story because I have always created a platform for people who do special things, craftsmen, whether they're contemporary or whether they're traditional, rural or urban, it doesn't matter. In my mind, everybody has a space. That's what. You have something beautiful, I will help you. And I would love to give you that platform. So one day I saunter into a gift shop and on the shelf, I see these little Ganeshas and I collect little Ganeshas. So, of course, the attraction is instant. And I pick it up and I'm so fascinated. And then I see 45 rupees. And I say, oh my God, I call it my craft antenna. My craft antenna goes up and I say 45 rupees in a swanky mall. It's gone through an agent, it's gone through a wholesaler. And I feel so sad to think that what did the person who make it actually get? A few rupees. So I pick it up and I have a look at it and I get a reality check and it says made in China. And then I think, oh my God, the Chinese are now making our gods. I better do something about it. And so really, literally the next day, I started to sit and think, where can I bring this market? From out of Whitefield into the heart of town. Where can I do? And I started working on it from the next day. And then a couple of weeks later, I had my first Soul Sante at Palace Ground.
It's so wonderful. It feels like there was some divine intervention that actually pushed you to make this so large scale from what you were doing on a smaller scale.
I don't know if you can call it. Yes, I think anything I do has a divine intervention because timing and all these things everything falling into place has a greater picture.
True.
And somewhere along the way in all this, perseverance is a very important thing. You have to persevere when you believe in what you're doing and you do it from your heart. You will succeed. And I really think that the universe sees and recognizes things like that. And your time comes.
Yes.
And I've worked at it hard, so I'm very grateful to the universe for really giving me this moment.
I think the intention behind expanding Soul Sante to such a large extent is basically to give a platform for small vendors.
Creative people, by and large, don't know how to market themselves very well. Now, I'm not an artist. People ask me, are you an artist? Are you a dancer? Are you a musician? No, I am not any of those things. In fact, I can't even draw a straight line. But I do know a straight line when I see one. And I think that is very important. I refer to it as the wow factor. When somebody comes to me with something beautiful and I look at it and I like it and I say, wow, the amount of positive energy that you create at that time. That's fantastic, for the person who's standing in front of you, it's like, wow, she likes it, It gives you such a positive boost. So for me, helping people sell, I just set up the market. They just bring their beautiful things and put it forward and sell.
Well, she makes it sound very easy, but I'm sure she's got a very efficient team behind, setting up and actually getting those vendors onto the platform. How does this happen?
I think it has happened, same team. I work with the same team from day one. I have the same tent wala, the same electrician, the same generator wala, and I also have my 3 very capable sons who help me, and each of them take part of a different aspect of this market, because when Sanam and I started doing this market together, it was small and very manageable. But we started to grow, and the vendors needed that platform. And I thought it was very unfair to keep it in that small, close-knit. It was a big plunge to take, from 100 stalls, let's do 200 stalls. The need of the moment it was, because there were so many talented young people in this country, not only in Bangalore, responding and coming out and showing me more and more beautiful things. I used to feel like a child in a candy shop, something like that, and say, wow. And
it's all materialized.
Yeah.
Brilliant. You've never believed that, talent needs a certification. You are not a person who believes a degree will validate a talent.
Not at all. Not at all, especially in a creative and making talent that you have. Of course, if you've had some guidance, if you've been lucky enough to have guidance and go through, good for you. But I have seen so many people who have had no formal training, who have no degrees or anything behind them, creating some amazing things. I'm always awestruck. So for me, it doesn't matter at all. Everyone on my platform is the same. And I'm like that. That's my general nature. For me, everybody's the same.
So Asha ji, you've also involved yourself in training upcoming talent, haven't you?
You see, I think performing art is a very important part of art. It's just visual and performing art. So I have created a little stage in the market, which is the belly of the market now, and has become a great place to hang out. Of course, I give the market full attention right up to 4:30. And after 4:30 in the evening, when things cool down a bit also, then the stage comes alive, and such amazing talent, such amazing performers, music, dance, everything, for that little bit that I do, and that audience that I reach out to, I'm so happy that I can show them on this one day the amount of talent we have in our country.
True. So, it could have been just like any other flea market. What, according to you, is that one thing that actually helped you sustain in the market for so many years?
I will tell you, very simply, curation. It's very important, because when you believe in what you're doing, you will curate with that ideal, and it has never been a desperation for me, thank you God, to sell my stalls quickly. No, it's all about filling the stalls with the right merchandise and curating the right kind of market. When you make a promise to the public, you must keep it. I'm giving you a really made in India experience of very nice things. And I want to prove to everybody that as far as, art, craft and design, we are on par with any country in the world today. And that little bit I want to show.
I completely agree with that. And not just the creative side, it's also a party for people who love food.
Yeah, it is, you can't keep people out there the whole day and not nourish them. And if you want, I've studied my market. I do it in bits. You do one section and then you go have a coffee. You come back, you do another section, you go have lunch. I invite people to come out and spend the day with me. So I must take care of everything.
True. And not just that, the quality, like you said, you're so involved and so particular about the quality of products sold in the Sante that you personally involve yourself in selection.
Absolutely. Me and my team, we know by now, and let me tell you something. If somebody approaches me and they have the right idea, but something's wrong with the design element, they can fabricate and make something, but not everyone has that, color coding and things like that. So it is my duty to take those people under my wing, put them in touch with the right person and get their product honed to a better standard so that they can come back 2 or 3 months later with more confidence and a better product.
True. And I am sure it's very difficult to coordinate. How do you actually manage to get them back to the Sante, the vendors?
I think even the vendors have such a nice time at the market. I have the best time ever. So I think they all have you have to come and visit to experience. I can't really describe it in words because it is like one huge picnic. And I really invite people for the day. So you must have the best food, the best entertainment, the best shopping. And let me tell you, in the market there's food and there is also music and dance and all that. But the market is the biggest. It's the most important. It's omnipresent. And I always want it to be like that because it is a market. The rest is incidental. It is a market. So the market is overpowering. Everything else is on the side.
Event management, it's definitely not a joke. And on such a large scale, it is very difficult to manage things. You must have faced obstacles. You must have had your challenges.
Yeah, finding a suitable location is one of the biggest hurdles I face. Yeah. And I'm so grateful to the Ascenders group, Park Square Ascenders, because they've really extended such a helping hand to me. And I know how for one day I turned their ground topsy-turvy. But believe me, by Monday noon, you will never believe that there was a Sante there. My team have become experts. Everything is cleared, cleaned, removed, because, we must respect. That's one of the most prestigious IT parks today. And they are closed on Sunday, so I can function. I have no right to go and disrupt them. I must remove everything. And that's what I do. So, of course, it is my dream. I wish I could have a permanent space where I didn't have to take out all my tents every month and put them back again, I really wish. It will come. I've put my request to the universe. It will happen.
Off the top of your head, Asha ji, have you had instances wherein you've had an opportunity to revive some art form that was almost dying, or maybe introduce a new art form which we were not aware of as Indians?
No. I am not a revival artist or anything. I'm not so high funder. I'm all about, I create the platform. You can come there. I even give people who home cooks a chance. So it's not all about being into Yes, made in India, sold in India, that is my main. My main thing is I want to show that we can create stylish products. It doesn't have to be village handicraft. You know, when I did my first market in 1997, we did a fantastic kind of synergy between rural craftsmen and designers from NID. And it was fantastic because these designers could actually upgrade products. Now, I did that in 97. Lot of people did it afterwards. And now when you see 2010, when I started the Sante, by then you could see a lot of designers getting into, but like Sabyasachi, he would use traditional karigars and take all traditional things and make modern garments, you know. So yeah, for me, it's not all about trying to do just, if something comes and we are reviving it, fantastic. We don't turn anyone away. Everyone is welcome. I have little children who bake cookies and make them into 100-gram packets and sell. I got a little boy who comes in Christmas time and does his own little artwork and sells for 50 rupees. We've got little girls who come and do earring. Children is where it all starts with. You know, that's the future, I say. So, come on.
So, Asha ji, after Nama Bengaluru, you've started moving out of Bengaluru and you've started focusing on South India, other cities in South India. How is that going on?
You know, I had done 2 markets previously in Pune. It was a fantastic experience. And I wanted to do all over, actually. Not so much for myself. I'm very happy. I love Bangalore. I love the climate. I love the community spirit of Bangalore. But I do know that my community that come and expect that platform out of me, they need a broader platform. They need to spread their wings. And if I'm getting an opportunity to go to, now we're taking the market to Hyderabad, and we're taking it to Goa, the land of flea markets. So, you know, all these things are in the offing. I'm very happy. We are growing slowly but surely, and I see my vendors all smiling more and more. That's all I feel happy about.
So, Asha ji, have you faced competition?
Competition is a very relative term, you know. For me, I'm so happy when I hear that there's another flea market or an exhibition or something happening, because it's a broader, wider platform for all these creative people. You know, I never look at it, I say, oh, I'm so happy that there's another. I look at it like that. So I'm not competitive that way. I believe so strongly in what I'm doing. I'm doing it in my, you know, heartfelt, sincere way here in Bangalore. Now I will take it to other cities and we'll see.
But Asha ji, certainly it's not like a flash in the pan success that you've had. I'm sure that you've had a lot of thinking going on out there. A lot of strategy and planning must have gone.
No, not a lot, not a lot. I'll tell you, the biggest difficulty I faced in 97 and all in 96, 97 when I started was the fact that nobody really believed. So I couldn't get a sponsor. And trying to give free stalls didn't really work out. It was not so, lucrative. And you can't sustain, especially when you're using your own funds and all. It's very difficult. And I feel sad about that, because it's when you're starting out that you need somebody to hold your hand to take you over those stepping stones, not after you've arrived. That's a little sad. I feel sad about that, trying to get people to come forward and sponsor and help you and believe in what you're doing is quite a big task. So I am so grateful to the people who sponsor me, because I know how difficult it is for me and my team to get them. And I think those who have come on board and sponsored us believe in what we are doing. I see that and I feel that. And they are showing and doing their little bit for Indian culture, for art, craft, and design. No, we are doing so many good things in so many ways. But I feel art, craft, and design, I mean, after all, every civilization is judged by their art and craft,
True. So true.
Yeah. So it must leave a mark. And I think that this revolution in art, craft, design is coming, of course, the internet is such a wonderful thing. So much is available to so many people. And the IT boom in Bangalore, which took people traveling all over the world, open up things for them. Everybody wanted to have special, beautiful things and buy art. In every market, we have a free art section where any upcoming artist can come and just they have to just make a phone call us, and come and put their paintings for sale. So we have done this right from the beginning, and I must say, I'm amazed at what I see in that. I've seen it grow from just 2 or 3 artists. Now we're trying to accommodate 15 for this market, but it's a bit tough. I'm able to fit in 11, but we'll manage. Yeah.
So the media, the social media, especially like Facebook, Instagram, they've played a very important role for Soul Sante. The advertisement or the word of mouth, isn't it?
Yeah, extremely. Social media is my most important, is one of the most important parts of Sante, because what am I going to put all these beautiful things for sale if I can't bring people in to appreciate and buy? So Facebook has been one of my thing, and of course, one of my sponsors, co-sponsors, the Times Group, Bangalore Mirror, who was so helpful all these years, had given me so much help through their newspaper, their daily. I mean, that brought in the masses, Like people were very curious at the beginning, They didn't really know, but now it's caught on. Everybody knows Sante is a flea market.
Fantastic.
But I love it that you see in Bangalore, green Sante, Halli Sante, Bengaluru Sante. I love it. I love it. I feel like a very personal little happiness when I hear that,
What a wonderful, positive person she is. It actually flows, even while I'm talking to her. But I must ask you, Asha ji, do you think you're a micromanager at some level?
I mean, you can call me a micromanager. My team calls me a mother hen. So I don't know. This whole market, the concept is mine. It is my dream. They are my children. And my team, that whole team, they don't have to biologically be my children. They're all my children. They believe in what I'm doing. And they are also so proud to see this platform that has been created for people. You don't have to arrive to be there. If you've arrived and you're there, I'm honored. But anybody's welcome.
So if you ask me, Asha ji, the best part about Sunday Soul Sante for me is food. What is the best part about Sunday Soul Sante for you?
Well, obviously it is the art and the craft and the design. But if I tell you what really excites me in the market is when the sun starts to set and it's cooler, you see all the babies of Bangalore coming out, the tiny tots and people with their pets and things. It gives me such great joy, because you will not bring your baby or your pet to a place if you're not comfortable. It's a great feeling for me. I feel like, wow, they've brought their baby. My own grandson comes to the market and has such a wonderful time. So that's it. It's the babies there that make me so happy.
How sensitive you are. That's so wonderful to know that at every level you've thought about this. And I think that is why this event is so successful. It's really touched the hearts of people, of Bengalurians. Asha ji, I must ask you, you're basically from Kolkata. And you've done so much for Bangalore. What next?
Apart from the fact that I am going to take my market out of Bangalore, I now see the importance of youth, and I have a kiddie Sante plan, where I've already named it, and all I do this even before the event happens. I've named it Gen Next because I believe that our future is in the hands of our children. And I say that what they lay down, we are going to follow. Aren't we all doing that? So I'm going to have a Sante just for children. Children centric. The art will be by children. The food will be specially for children. It will also be completely eco-friendly and safe because children need to be safeguarded.
True.
They're so precious. We have to take care of all aspects. So this is my next plan.
It was wonderful talking to you. I wish you success.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much for your time and in taking the trouble to want to know my story about the Sante. I'm so touched about that.
And the pleasure is all ours. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.